Welcome to Sarah's Craft Corner. I'm Sarah. This is my first video, so I thought for this video I would just introduce myself to the YouTube community and the knitting and crochet community here on YouTube. So without further ado, I'll just give a brief story. That way, if anyone's interested in who I am, they can look to this video and know. I started knitting and crocheting at 6 years old, which is very, very young. A lot of people don't start that young. However, my great aunt, she was an avid knitter and crocheter and sewer as well, and I do cross stitch, and I learned that from her too. She taught me when I was young because I showed an interest in it. She tried to teach all of my siblings. Some of them didn't really want to do it, so they didn't continue, but I really, really, really fell in love with being able to create something out of almost nothing, just taking some yarn and just creating whatever I wanted. That was so fascinating to me as a child that I absolutely fell in love with it. And I have many very, very happy memories of sitting with my great aunt and us just knitting and crocheting and spending time together doing that. It's probably one of my more cherished childhood memories, which to some people would seem a little bit weird, but I just absolutely loved it. And so as I got older, I continued to perfect my craft, because when you start out when you're very young, you're not good at it. Anyone starting out is generally not going to be the best, but when you're those younger ages, almost everything you make looks awful, but you're still so proud of it that it doesn't really matter how awful it looks. Anyway, so throughout high school and my early adult life, I continued just doing my own, teaching myself different techniques. In high school, I was tended to be known as my grandma friend by some people because I continued knitting and crocheting, and at the time it wasn't really popular with people my age then. It was really dying out. Almost all the time that I would go to, knitting groups with my aunt, it was almost exclusively older women, and it really wasn't being passed on as much to the younger generation. But then as I started becoming an adult, I saw more and more people starting to get into knitting and get into crocheting, and it was just so awesome to see so many people really understand that awesome feeling of creating something with your own hands and learning to do those crafts and really enjoying them. So then about 4 years ago-ish, I had my son, and we decided as a family that I would stay home with him until he was going to be able to go to preschool. So at that time, I really started experimenting with writing my own patterns, really perfecting that, and then also branching out. I do tatting as well, but really learning how to write my own patterns and fully create things. And it was very awesome to see other people take those patterns and put their own spins on them and see the creativity that comes out from just simply engaging with the knitting community. And I wasn't doing it very much, not really perceiving it full time or putting that much effort into it. It was just when I created something fun, I wanted to share it, so I would write the pattern out and share it with other people, and that was really, really awesome to do. So then in December of 2018, so a little over a year ago, I was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. That kind of really changed a lot of things for me personally. It really does for a lot of people. It puts things in a better perspective and really readjusts what you want out of life and what you want to do. So during my cancer treatment, we enrolled my son into a preschool that's a pre-K through 8th grade school. I didn't create as many patterns. I was focused on my treatment, but I did still, knit and crochet, and it really did help, especially dealing with treatment, especially being stuck in the hospital for a long period of time. It really helped being able to just do that and create. And so I really focused on just getting through that treatment, but it really reminded me how much I enjoyed creating and knitting and doing that, and how wonderful it was even when I couldn't move very well, that I still had something that I could do and loved to do that brought me a lot of pleasure in life. In September of 2019, I got the news that I am in complete remission. There is no detectable cancer that any of the tests can find. So I'm still in the process right now of going through physical therapy to try to get my mobility and my stamina back up, and work out some of the issues that have arisen from treatment. But it really put in perspective of what I want to do in life and the things that I enjoy. I enjoy being able to create and to show and to teach, and so I really want to put that bigger effort into creating new things and encouraging other people to create and sharing techniques. So I decided to start my blog and start this YouTube channel. And that's mostly as a way to help encourage and give that back, and to really teach younger generations to knit and create and be proud of it and just explore and have fun with it. So currently, on top of starting this YouTube channel and my blog, I also have started teaching classes on knitting and crocheting. I am starting teaching a class at my son's school. So my youngest student is 5 and my oldest student has been like 87. And the beautiful thing is that I see now that I didn't see when I was younger is that huge range of, a lot of people doing it, and we have multiple boys in our classroom, which is something that we didn't see before, and it's so awesome to see now. I am so excited to really put forth that effort and really engage and really give back with the knitting community and encourage other people to start doing this. I am so excited to be at this point in time. I'm starting to get very rambly. So that's just a little bit about who I am. I'm not very good at speaking or being on camera, if you can't tell. But for me, I really want to find that joy again and really give back and help other people discover their joy in knitting and crocheting and creating with their hands. So that's where I am and who I am, and hopefully I will be able to create videos, and hopefully you all will like them and learn from them. And I can't wait to get to meet the knitting and crochet community and the yarn craft community here on YouTube. And I will see you guys in later videos. Happy knitting, happy crocheting.